All right, then let's cross over and get Mark Bayer as we continue our focus on the recent developments. Pampa.
Thank you, Chamberlain. I do have with me in the studio Yinusa Tanko, who is the chairman of the National Conscience Party. You're welcome to Sunrise Daily.
Thank you very much.
Well, you have definitely been watching what's been going on in the polity, especially as concerns the fight against corruption. The latest is what we've seen in the judiciary. What has been your observance so far? What do you make of what's been going on there?
About last week, to be precise, I gave a lecture to the Nigerian police on anti-terrorism in Kano. It's interesting to note that the Nigerian police needs a lot of more training as regards to human dignity and respect. And that dovetailed into the issue of this fight against corruption. By the time we had an interaction with the Nigerian police, it came to my own understanding that they were interested in knowing actually how the human rights cycle works in regard to fight against corruption and arrest. Now, when you look at the Gestapo manner in which the judges who have been housed in their homes and all, it gives you a kind of feeling that, are we really in a democratic setting? While we totally are against some of the judgment that some of the judges have given over the years, a case in study is this PDP and the Ondo State election. You can see how they have conflicting judgments. And that loss of lack of credibility in the system. So for us, is that the system is messed up. How do you come about appointing a judge in a position? Who appoints?
What system precisely?
The judiciary system.
The judiciary system.
And appointment of judges and all of those. Because the system corrupts the judges. If the system is not made in such a way they are independent and they have been taken care of well, they are open to corrupt tendencies. And that is a worrying position. The thing is this, if we don't build strong institutions, now the president is fighting corruption, and what about if the president goes? What happens? The institution is weak. So we are against actually the manner in which the arrest is being done. You have to give some dignity and respect. Otherwise, you are going to collapse the system. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Because like now, if you have a judge that is, the system appoints him through a governor and all, you are bound to have some of the judgment that you give in the interest of that particular person that appoints him or make way for him to be appointed.
Well, we'll come to, how do you think that judges should be appointed? But then some people would say that, regardless of how these people were arrested, the very fact that judges can be arrested over corruption charges already, makes them lose some respect.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. And then put the hope of the common man in jeopardy. Because that is the hope of the common man. And then when you just come and then you arrest them and then put a lot of credibility question mark on their head, it makes the whole system collapse. That is one of the things that we are afraid of.
So what would you have suggested? Are you saying that the DSS or any security agency for that matter should have stayed off this?
No, not of course, no. The truth about it is that these are judges of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. They are in their homes, they are not running away. They are in a manner in which you could have invite them. And so many of the people that have been accused of looting Nigerian treasury have been invited, and they come in and they answer questions. If they are found wanting, they keep them there and then they charge them to court. This system is very important to follow, because if it's not, then it gives room for another kind of an individual who may come in to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and arrest anybody anyhow. And
are you saying that, some people will say that when the EFCC invites you, it immediately raises questions? You don't agree with those people?
No. When they invite you, of course, they must have conducted their investigation on your own person, probably one of the things that they might have found you wanting on. And then they want you to come and answer questions. And if you answer questions and you are okay, they feel that you are okay, they let you go. They don't hold you down when they know that you are not guilty of whatever it is that
because you just seem to agree with me that even if they were arrested in the daytime, there will be big questions as to whether or not, judges being arrested over
corruption
like I said,
it gives a credibility problem into the whole judicial system. You know, for a very long time, a lot of us have been, have been fighting about this particular judgment, contradictory judgment. You have similar cases in different states. People have been identified to have even bought off the judges that if you go into a court, you can easily get a judgment, especially if you have paid off what you want to pay off. You understand? So those are questions that have been put on the credibility of the judges. But as it is now, the way and manner in which they are being arrested is some of the things that, because we want to give that institution a strong backing. It's not say, okay, fine, the judges have messed up. What about the system? Won't it be there for a very long time? We have to respect that institution, just like when people insult the presidency or insult Mr. President or the former president as it were at that time. There's no respect for that seat. So these particular judges need to be given that particular respect. Invite them, ask them questions, where they are being found wanting, take it up and then charge them to court. That way it will show there's a kind of level of dignity in the process.
Okay, well, let's quickly go to Lagos now for some questions.
Yes.
You know, in looking at all of this, one of the things Malpa did say we're going to come back to has to do with the appointments of judges. Perhaps let's start from there. Being a politician and someone who's taking keen interest in this, how would you rate the appointments or assess the appointments of judges in the country at the moment?
You know, initially I said that the system is messed up. How do you get a judge into a seat? We have a case of Mrs. Orderly. How did he get into a position as a judge? You understand? These are the systems that we really need to clean up. The system has not been cleaned up in such a way that they give credibility to whoever is being appointed. Somehow you can even say that most of the appointments being given, they have godfathers.
I'm sorry to, because you've mentioned, the specific name of a judge.
Yes.
Are you saying that she doesn't have a right to aspire?
No. She has a right.
If she's qualified?
Yes, of course. Every Nigerian who is in a position, in a government, in a position of working, he has a right to aspire to any position he wants to. I'm just giving a scenario of a particular judge who has risen up to that particular height. And that gives a lot of questions as regard to how most of them got into that particular position.
But some people, there's been nothing proven against anyone. I mean,
that has always been the question.
Especially in that case.
That has always been the question. We need to prove beyond reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the system.
Because we have to be very careful when we mention the names of of specific judges in this particular instance.
You have to give specific examples of individuals. If you don't, you will not be able to carry out, mention your point accurately. We have a position in which some other people question how some other judges get in that position.
Are you alleging that?
No, I'm not. I'm just giving a certain.
I'm just
citing an example. I'm just citing an example of some of the positions that a lot of people have questioned over the years, and that gives. She's not the only person. There are a lot of judges who have come into position, and everybody question how did they get to that particular position.
But if she's proven herself diligently, is she not allowed?
Oh, wonderful! She is. She is.
Okay. Well, let's quickly take a moment now. When we return, we'll trash this matter a bit more. Do join us again.